Hi, Jock Myro here back at Broadband Video with our VideoBox development series. This is a box, a sort of low-cost TriCaster that we're TriCaster type box that we're putting together. As you recall, in the last installment of this, we were having some problems with PCI cards and FireWire cards, and we weren't getting anywhere. So watch this. We really made some progress, and sit tight. Pardon my casual look. It is a casual Friday around here at old Broadband Video, and watch this installment, and you'll see that we actually get somewhere this time, which is pretty darn exciting. Well, there it is again. Blue screen of death. applecharger.sys, page fault in non-paged area with putting this expansion card in there. So apparently anything we stick in there is going to blue screen of death it on the shutdown. Now why just on the shutdown and not the startup, I don't have a clue. When I put the new expansion card in this time, it didn't recognize it as a different card than the other one. So let's try moving it to a different slot. And let's see, what are the other things that we can do? We can disable or remove any newly installed hardware. Yeah, not so good. Disable BIOS memory options such as caching or shadowing. Okay. Safe mode to remove or disable components. No. Anyway, well, we're going to keep playing around with this and see if we can get maybe one of these expansion cards to work before we move on to the Intensity Pro cards that are sitting over here gathering dust in this pile. Well, lo and behold, Windows went to check for problems about this. I said, it asked me, do you want me to check for solutions to this? And sure enough, it came up with all the memory dumps, and then it said, check for solutions, and I said yes, and it said there are solutions, and we have now installed a updated Entron USB 3.0 host controller, and now it's installing device driver software, which looks good. And I've actually taken the PCI board, the inland PCI board, and moved it over to the PCI 1 slot. So we'll see if this all works. It says your device, oh, look at that. There's what we're looking for. Your devices are ready to use. Device driver software installed successfully. So that's pretty good. Let's see what happens now with this inland PCI USB card when we shut it down and whether or not it blue screens. But that's pretty cool that it went out and found that, so on with the process. Yeah, you know what this means. That didn't work, so even though the Entron USB host controller was updated by Windows, our inland PCI expansion card in slot number 1 now has caused the exact same error, applecharger.sys, page fault in non-paged area. So we're going to see what else we can figure out to do with this mess. All right, well, a couple of hours have gone by, and we've really got things up and running now. We've got the USB 2.0 and FireWire card installed. We've got another USB 2.0 card installed and running. You can see we actually have a webcam plugged into the back of this thing right there. And it's working fine. You can take a look at the screen over here, and you can see on the screen that's my hand in front of the webcam. This is working fine. Turns out that the majority of problems with the system were caused by a file called applecharger.sys, which comes with a lot of gigabyte boards. And what it does is it allows the Apple devices, and I don't have any of those, so I don't know why I would need this, Apple devices to be hooked up and charge even when the computer's off, but it's not compatible with like any of these regular PCI Express cards or anything, so it blows up the world. So if you go in and you delete that program, actually just literally uninstall the program called on-off, or go in and mess with applecharger.sys, but if you're in there messing with that, you're on your own. And then everything worked perfectly. So now we're going to shut the system down, and we're going to actually try to put in some Intensity Pro cards. Woo! Okay, well, I got the first Blackmagic Intensity Pro in there. It doesn't look like it's seated all that great, but it looks like it's, let's see if we can really get in there and take a look at it. It's okay. The tabs are in there. It's a little bit of an angle. Don't know why it's doing that in this case. But anyway, the issue I seem to be having now is I put this puppy in, and then I had, of course, the CD in the drive, and then I said, okay, let's fire this thing up, and it said, hey, I need to find some drivers. And so I opened and closed the CD drawer, and it said, nope, can't find the drivers there. So Windows suggested I go to the Blackmagic site and download and install the drivers, so I did that. And now every time it boots up, it says it, even though we have a CD with the drivers in the disc in the CD player, and we've downloaded and installed everything from the Blackmagic site, it still comes up and says can't find drivers for your multimedia device. So don't know quite what to do about this. We are rebooting the machine again to try to find and install those magic drivers again, even though it seems like we've sort of done it twice. The download installed everything, and then I went, and then obviously when I couldn't find it, I went back to the CD and tried to install, and I said, well, I've already got a version of this here. Do you want to delete this one? And I figured the one that I downloaded was the latest version, so not quite sure what to do here. I think the next is to contact our friends at Blackmagic Design and go, hey, how come this thing can't find any drivers? So anyway, that's where we're at right now. It's been, well, we've been working on this, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours so far today. Got the problem with the USB card solved, and got the Blackmagic Intensity Pro in, but like I said, can't seem to find any drivers. So we'll see what happens. And actually, the card must be seated correctly, because otherwise it wouldn't be asking for drivers for your new multimedia device. So, a question. Hang on, here we go. Yeah, there you go. I just booted up, and it says right there, Windows needs to install driver software for your unknown device. Now, I downloaded and already installed everything from the Blackmagic website, so why I'm getting this message, I really haven't a clue. Anyway, I'll do a little more research and see if I can get it to where it finds these drivers. Hey, anybody that tells you just throw a bunch of cards in here and you're ready to go, they're lying. All right, back soon. So yeah, doesn't this always seem how it ends up? It's about 6 hours later after starting this project. There's junk all over the floor, boxes, instruction manuals, motherboard manuals, camera manuals, and I'm on hold to I'm caller number 2, waiting to speak with a representative on why my Blackmagic Intensity Pro will not load the drivers every time it fires up. So anyway, I'll let you know as soon as I know. Okay, so the guys at Blackmagic Design got right on the phone. I only had to wait a little bit for him, and had a real helpful guy there. And his comment was, disable your antivirus software and then try doing it. See, we're getting this message right here. Let's see what we got here. Would you like to install this device software? Yeah, I'm going to tell it, yeah, install everything, man. Yep, okay. Well, let's reinstall it, because this is version 6.4 or 9.4. We were on 9.2, so we'll try this. We got something. So here we go. This is the first blush at the Blackmagic Intensity Pro card kind of working. We're running composite, component out of an HDMI cam, or out of an HD camera. And we seem to have a top and bottom thing. Don't know if there's, who knows why. Video looks compressed and all that. But hey, we got signal, which means it's just a matter at this point of setting all the little buttons and switches until we get some kind of signal that we like. And I got to get an HDMI card or an HDMI cable for the coming out of this camera, and we'll kind of go from there. But there it is, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's 3:12 in the afternoon, and we have a whole bunch of cards on the back of this thing now. We really do. We got a lot of stuff coming out of here, a lot of I/O options. I'm going to try to get the other 2 Blackmagic Intensity Pro cards in there. Oh, the trick with getting the drivers to load is you must turn off Norton Antivirus. If you have on Norton Antivirus, it will not run. So, interesting thing to know. Thanks to the help support guys, that did work out very well. And we'll continue on with this happy project of building the incredible broadband video box. Well, a little more playing around with this, and we've got some other interesting things going on here. I decided to fire up Wirecast and see exactly what it would do, and for some reason, and I don't know why, I'll probably figure it out, but my component video is, it's splitting the screen like you see here. It's like doing half-size top and bottom. Don't know quite why it's doing that, though I'm certain I can troubleshoot it. And even though I have one little HD webcam hooked up to it, it says I don't have enough bandwidth, which is kind of silly. I don't quite get that. If I go sources, show USB devices, it shows that there's just a ton of space. There's 10 buses available for USB devices. It knows what this device is, but hey, for some reason here it's just not finding it. So if we go sources, or sources, show source settings, there's the Intensity Pro right there. For some reason, and I'm running that at HD. Maybe that's part of my problem. Video size 920. I don't know. Maybe try some different sizing and see what I can come up with there. But the life cam is just really silly. No matter what size I put it at, I mean 640 by 480, which should be just fine. You know, say okay, it still comes in as dead. So don't know quite why that's like that, but hey, we'll figure it out. So just more in the ongoing saga of trying to configure the Wirecast Pro with 3 Blackmagic Intensity Pro cards. We got one card in working. We can't seem to get the card and a webcam to work at the same time, but hey, we'll figure it out.